If you feel lost right now, if you feel like you are just going through the motions, acting out a script written by someone else, I want you to know something important. You are not failing, you are not falling behind, and you are certainly not broken. According to Carl Jung, this feeling of being lost is actually a summons. It is a necessary breaking point. We live in a world that tells us happiness is the goal. We are sold the idea that if we just acquire enough safety, enough status, and enough comfort, the feeling of emptiness will go away. But Jung argued that meaning is the goal, and meaning only comes when the mask you've been wearing for the last 10 or 20 years finally begins to crack. There is a reason the old tricks aren't working anymore. There is a reason why the things that used to make you happy now feel hollow. In this video, we aren't going to talk about surface-level advice like finding your passion or hacking your productivity. We are going to break down Carl Jung's architecture of the mind to show you exactly why your old life has stopped working, and we're going to walk through the stages you must pass through to find the person you were actually meant to be. This is your map out of the woods. To understand why you feel lost, we have to look at the timeline of a human life. Jung didn't see life as a straight line from birth to death. He saw it as the course of the sun across the sky. He famously described the morning of life and the afternoon of life. The morning is our youth and early adulthood. In the morning, the sun rises, and its job is simple: expansion. When we are young, our biological and social mandate is to establish ourselves. We need to break away from our parents, find a partner, build a career, and secure a place in the social hierarchy. We build an ego, we build an identity, we accumulate, and for a while, this works. We follow the rules. We think, if I just get that promotion, if I just get that relationship, if I just reach that milestone, I'll be complete. We spend decades constructing a vessel to hold our lives. But then, noon hits. The sun reaches its zenith and begins to descend. For some, this happens at 35, for others at 50. But the shift is inevitable. Jung wrote, "We cannot live the afternoon of life according to the program of life's morning, for what was great in the morning will be little at evening, and what in the morning was true at evening will have become a lie." This is the root of your crisis. This is why you feel lost. You are trying to use the tools of the morning ambition, social approval, material success, and productivity to solve the problems of the afternoon. The morning of life asks, "What can I get? How can I fit in?" The afternoon of life asks a completely different question. It asks, "Who am I really, and what have I sacrificed to get here?" If you ignore this shift, you enter what Jung called a neurosis. You cling to your youth, or your job title, or your past identity, because you are terrified of the descent. You try to run the morning program faster and harder, thinking it will bring the magic back. But it won't. The vessel is built. Now the question is, what is inside of it? To find out, we have to look at the first barrier standing in your way, the persona. In Latin, the word persona refers to the mask worn by actors in ancient Rome. It was used to amplify the voice and define a specific role for the audience. In psychology, your persona is the face you show the world. It is the good employee, the reliable father, the cool girl, the strong leader. It is a compromise, a contract between who you actually are and what society expects you to be. Now, it is important to understand that the persona is necessary. We need it. You cannot walk around telling everyone your deepest dark secrets or acting on every impulse. Society would fall apart. We need polite social masks to function. The danger, however, comes when you identify with the mask. The danger comes when you believe you are the mask. Jung warned, "The persona is that which in reality one is not, but which oneself as well as others think one is." When you feel lost, it is often because the persona has become a prison. You have been acting the role so well for so long that you have suffocated the actor beneath it. You have become a two-dimensional character in your own story. Maybe you became a lawyer because your parents wanted you to. Maybe you became the funny friend because it was the only way to get love in your chaotic household. You crafted a shield to survive the morning of life. But now, In the afternoon, that shield is heavy. It is crushing you. The feeling of being lost, the anxiety, the vague sense of dread that is actually the real you banging on the walls of the persona, begging to be let out. It is the exhaustion of performance, and this brings us to the frightening part, the part most people run away from. If we take off the mask, if we stop pretending, what do we find underneath? We find the shadow. This is where the real work begins. This is the territory of the soul. The shadow consists of everything you had to repress, deny, and hide in order to become a good and civilized person. When we are children, we are whole. We are angry, greedy, joyful, creative, loud, and curious. But slowly we learn that certain parts of us are bad. A parent tells us, "Don't be so loud." A teacher tells us, "Stop daydreaming." A society tells us, "Ambition is dangerous," or "Vulnerability is weak." So we take those parts of ourselves, our anger, our sexuality, our selfishness, but also our creativity and our intense passion, and we shove them into a bag. We drag this bag behind us for 30 years. That bag is the shadow. Jung said, "No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell." When you feel purposeless, it is often because you have cut off your roots. You are so busy trying to be nice or successful that you have no energy left. Think about the physics of it. How much psychic energy does it take to hide a part of yourself every single hour of every single day? It is exhausting. That exhaustion is what you call depression. That numbness is what you call boredom. You feel lost because you are only living as half a person. You are living as the persona, while the shadow starves in the basement. But here is the secret that Jung discovered. The shadow is not just evil. It is not just your dark thoughts. The shadow is the seat of your creativity. It is the source of your vitality. Gold is found in the dark. To find your philosophy of life, to find your purpose, you must do shadow work. You have to turn around and face the things you are ashamed of. Are you angry? Good. Why? What is that anger trying to protect? Are you jealous of someone? Good. Jealousy is a map. It shows you exactly what you want but are too afraid to pursue. Do you have fantasies that you are afraid to admit? Look at them. They contain the energy you are missing. Don't run from these feelings. Invite them in. The feeling of being lost is simply the silence that comes when you stop listening to the persona but haven't yet started listening to the shadow. So, how do we fix this? How do we take the mask and the shadow and put them together? Jung called this process individuation. Individuation is the masterwork of a human life. It is the process of becoming who you truly are. It is the synthesis of the conscious, the persona, and the unconscious, the shadow. Most people think healing means becoming a better person, getting rid of all the bad parts. Jung disagreed. He argued that the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to be whole. A whole person can be kind, but they also know how to say no and defend their boundaries because they have integrated their aggression. A whole person can be responsible, but they also know how to play and be spontaneous because they have integrated their inner child. A whole person is not afraid of their own darkness, and therefore they are not controlled by it. This is the shift from the ego to the self. The ego is the center of your conscious mind, the I that wants things. The self is the center of your total psyche, the part of you that is connected to something larger. When you align your life with your true self, the feeling of being lost evaporates. It is replaced by a sense of destiny. You aren't doing things for applause anymore. You are doing them because they are an expression of your soul. You stop asking, "What does the world want from me?" and you start asking, "What does my soul want from me?" This transition is not easy. It is a death. The old you, the one who needed everyone to like them, the one who defined success by a paycheck, has to die so the real you can be born. It is a painful, confusing, and lonely process. That is why you feel lost. You are in the cocoon. You have dissolved, but you haven't yet reformed. But if you are standing in the afternoon of your life, looking at the long shadows, do not be afraid. The confusion you feel is simply the growing pains of the soul. Stop asking, What should I do with my life? That is a morning question. Start asking, who is the person living this life? Pay attention to your dreams. They are letters from the self. Pay attention to your jealousy. It is a compass. Pay attention to the things that make you emotional for no reason. These are the breadcrumbs leading you out of the forest. You have spent enough time building the mask. You have spent enough time pleasing the audience. The show is over. It is time to leave the stage, go out into the dark, and meet the person you actually are. Because as Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. If you are ready to start this work, if you are ready to stop running and start integrating, you need practical tools. One of the most powerful ways to speak to the shadow is through your dreams. I've put together a deep dive on Jungian dream analysis right here. It is the language of the unconscious, and learning it is the first step toward wholeness. Click here, and I'll see you on the other side.